tenaz, luchador, incansable. No hay adjetivos para describir a Anton. Con su actitud insaciable ha conseguido convertirse en uno de los mejores ultra trail runners del mundo.
I'm Anton Krupicka and I'm a mountain runner on the Buff Pro team, and I'm here in Barcelona. And I guess I got started running from a very young age. I ran my first marathon when I was 12, and so I was into the longer distances from the very beginning, but it wasn't until 2006 that I ran my first ultra trail race. And I've always just done running to connect with the natural landscape and the outdoors and the mountains. And so ultra trail racing was a natural avenue for me to pursue competitively, and a reason for me to be outside in the mountains more. And that's why I continue to do it. I think my skills as a mountain runner, I'm good at going uphill several times. So I'm not the fastest on the first hill, but on the second and third and fourth hill, I'm almost as fast as I was the first time. So I catch people later in the race because I don't slow down on the hills. And then also on technical terrain, because I train on technical terrain every day. And so during a race, I move more quickly over those sections than most people. But I equally enjoy the uphill and the downhill. But flat running, I'm not good at. Yeah, running for me has always been about more than just racing. I really enjoy racing for the competition and the celebration of the lifestyle and the support in the sport. But for me, most of my running is in the mountains on a daily basis, training, and that is I enjoy being in the mountains to feel small and to feel close to the landscape, and hopefully learn something from the mountains every day, and that's the main reason I run. For me, the concept of minimalism it doesn't apply just to running. Sure, in my running, I don't take a lot of gear with me, because I think that the less you carry, the faster you can move in the mountains, and that's just my personal philosophy of mountain running, is moving light and fast and not having much between you and the mountain. But then obviously that applies in the rest of my life too, because the focus of my life is running in the mountains. So it has to be very stripped down to just a few material things, and so I can travel around easily in my truck and go from trailhead to trailhead in the mountains. And it's most rewarding for me if I can keep life simple and kind of distilled to the basics like that. I think growth in the sport of trail running right now it's obviously ballooning, it's growing up, but I mean, I think that's a great thing. And the more people that you can get outside to appreciate nature and the mountains, the better, because if someone goes to the trail and the mountain and develops a connection with that place, they're going to start to care about it, and that has more people worried about their environmental impact and taking ownership of the landscape, which is something I think that we need in the world right now, because so many of us live in cities, and I do part of the year, and it's important to remember where we come from, from the land and our roots, and I think trail running is an excellent way to do that. And so I think it's an overwhelmingly positive thing that people are getting more into trail running and racing. A perfect day for me is waking up in my truck in the mountains in Colorado somewhere usually, and drinking a little coffee, and then running for 2 or 3 or 4 hours to several summits, and then afterwards jumping in the stream to wash off, and then relaxing in the afternoons. Usually a little coffee, reading a book on the internet. Maybe I'll go for another run in the evening, maybe not. And then just cook dinner and go to bed and do it all again the next day. It's a very simple life, but it's one I really enjoy. Mountain racing in Spain and Europe is quite a bit different than in the States. In the States, it's pretty relaxed, and the competition is definitely getting there. But over in Europe here, it's the amount of spectators and the energy on the course is unparalleled, and the competition is very deep as well. The race starts very fast, and guys go very hard, and then when you get onto the mountain, onto the climbs, there's people cheering the whole way, and everyone's very excited. And in the States, it's not as popular, and it's not as supported by the communities, but it's rewarding in a different way. You know, it's a little more relaxed, and it's more of a community event. And here in Europe, it's very competitive, and but I like both a lot, and I enjoy racing in both the States and in Europe. I think Spain is maybe the strongest country on the scene in terms of the mountain running athletes like obviously Kilian, Miguel Arras, Iker Carrera, Toffel Castañer, Nuria Picas, and Marroca. I mean, they're the best athletes in the sport. You know, you look at the results in the races, and Spanish athletes dominate the podium. But it's just because they're fast runners. I mean, they're also good people. I love coming to Spain and hanging out with them and getting to know them. And it's one of the main reasons I like racing in Europe is hanging out with the athletes here.